Good morning, one and all present here. Today we will be discussing on the topic growing GDP in poor countries and regions around the world to alleviate poverty. So we will be discussing with our fellow teammates. Let's move to the introduction. The worldwide issue of the unequal GDP growth and its socio-economic effects are highlighted in this presentation. It then provides SMEs as a proven inclusive development strategy, especially in the underserved communities. Due to the internal imbalance in the Northeast and the West Midlands fall behind London and the Southeast, making the UK the focus. The imbalance must be addressed by the small and medium enterprises driven policies for economic, social, and political reasons. Moving forward to the who is this presentation for? This is for the UK Department and the Business and Trade (DPT), which shapes national regional economic strategy by adopting beneficial trade investment and support policies. The DPT can best reduce structural hurdles to SMEs. After Brexit, the UK facing problems, including the regional disparity, but the DPT can help SMEs boost employment, innovation, and GDP in underperforming regions. Problem statement. This slide shows for the UK poorest areas economic issue. London and the Southeast having the recovered economically, but structural vulnerabilities and the recent shock make other places suspected. Brexit affected commerce and workforce mobility. Local companies suffered from the COVID-19 epidemic and inflation raised operational expense, especially for the SMEs. Regional economic statement due to this issue to boost the SME's growth and reduce UK inequality. Immediate target innovation is needed. Moving further to the why this matter. This slide shows that how important SMEs are in the UK economic practically or private enterprises are SMEs. These are the main source of the employment, generating 60% of the private sector jobs and over the half of the corporate turnover. SMEs capacity and productivity must be improved due to their size, health and regional dispersion. This improving SMEs performance boosts economic development, reduces the regional inequalities and promotes exclusive sustainable GDP growth. Moving further to the research aims and objectives. This slide shows that the research goals and the supporting objectives. The main goal is to relate the SMEs development to the GDP growth, especially in logging UK areas. A further methodological identify growth hurdles, explores relevant international models, and develop realistic, sustainable policy solutions. This presentation provides the scholarly insight and policy recommendations for the UK government to promote inclusive, regional, balanced economic growth. Now, I am to hand over to the my following teammates to explain the further slides.
Hi, thank you, Prabhu. Hi, I'm Bhargaram Ponnagante. I'm going to explain about the key stakeholders. Alright, so let's talk about the who actually involved in making all this work. It's not just one group, it's a whole mix of people. Of course, the government is a big player, especially departments like business and trade. Then you have got local councils that understand their area's needs better. SMEs themselves are key, they're the ones doing the actual business. Banks and investors matter too because without funding, it's hard to grow. And we can't forget universities and colleges. They help with training and innovations. Basically, if all these groups can work together, we'll have such much a better shot at helping SMEs succeed. Now, current obstacles to SME growth in the UK. Now, let's be real. Running a small business is not easy, especially in less wealthy areas. One major issue is funding. Many SMEs can't get the finance they need. Then, there's the problem of infrastructure like poor internet, transport, or office space. Finding skilled staff is another headache, especially for the technical roles. On top of that, there is a lot of red tapes, too many rules and complicated paperwork, and a lot of small businesses don't have mentors or support systems to guide them. So yeah, it's not that SMEs don't want to grow, it's just that they're facing a lot of roadblocks. Moving forward, regional GDP disparities in the UK. As you see in the picture, there's something that really stands out. Not all regions in the UK are growing equally. Take London as an example. Its economy is doing quite well with steady growth. But if you look at the places like West Midlands or Northwest, they're actually shrinking. The national average GDP even dropped slightly at one point, while London still grew. So clearly, some areas are moving ahead and others are moving left behind. So that's a problem. If we want a strong national economy, we can't just rely on few regions doing well. We need balanced growth. Moving forward to the role of SMEs in alleviating poverty. Now, here's the good part. SMEs are not just about business, they are also great for communities. They create jobs, especially in places where big companies are not hiring. They offer local services, keep money flowing within the area, and help people to build better lives. Take cities like Liverpool or Birmingham. Local SMEs, they help to breathe life back into the rundown neighborhoods. They brought in jobs, supported small entrepreneurs, and made a real impact. So yeah, if we help SMEs grow, we are tackling poverty and giving people opportunities they didn't have any before. Moving forward to the international case study, Germany. To get ideas, we look at what other countries are doing, and Germany is a great example here. They have something called the Mittelstand, basically a network of strong, long-term focused SMEs. These businesses are rooted in their communities and often offer skilled jobs. Germany supports them with special development banks, vocational trainings, and strong local partnerships. For the UK, we may not copy it exactly because our system is different, but we can definitely learn from it. Things like improving SME financing, offering more practical trainings, encouraging local collaborations. These are ideas we can take and adopt. Once again, thank you for the opportunity. Now, my friend Sebastian will continue from here.
Thank you, Ram. I am discussing international case studies. South Korea. South Korea has fostered tech-driven SME growth through strong government support. Key initiatives: government funded incubators and innovation centers, export assistance program targeting global markets, high investment in R&D and digital infrastructure, strong public-private collaboration, limiter for UK application. South Korea's education system is a highly centralized in STEM focused. Cultural emphasis on hierarchy and discipline shape business success differently. UK would require contextual adaptation for similar results. As SME incubators and export incentives in South Korea have helped small enterprises enter, uh, enter advanced tech areas. China's SME ecosystem is internationally competitive because it is R&D, innovation, and high-tech focus. These approaches had drawbacks when applied in the UK. South Korea's collectives, society fallacies, hierarchical structures, and specialist schooling in the UK. Innovation financing and export support must be tailored to the socio-economic and institutional setting. I'm moving to the next international case study, India. India has supported SME growth through digital infrastructure and inclusive policy initiatives. Key structures: Udyam registration, uh, simply digital portal for MSMEs, fintech financial inclusions, include access in the credit small business, government schemes, tax into collective free loans, digital platforms, GST, e-invoicing, and public procurement portals. Lessons for the UK. Use digital portals on streaming SMEs, registers, and compliance. Leverage fintech to improve access to the finance in underserved regions. India's SME sector benefits from the digital fits initiatives and inclusive lending. A smooth online registration solution from Udyam formalities and promotes micro enterprises. Fintech has helped millions of small businesses get finance. While India's magnitude and informal economy differ from the UK's digital simplicity and inclusive provide insights. To ease SME compliance to increase loan availability, the UK can embrace the comparable digital infrastructure and policy instruments, especially in economically poor regions. Let's move another. Why some international model may not work in UK. Germany. UK's centralized regulatory system units limits in the regional autonomy seen in the Germany's SME support. South Korea. Post-Brexit trade complexities hinder in the ease of export support that South Korea benefits from it. India. UK's fragmented education and digit system lack of the unified top-down implementation that enabled India's large-scale SMEs digestion. This slide shows why the UK international SMEs tactics may not work. German decentralization allows the regional policy, whereas UK centralization is high. South Korea has coherent export framework, whereas UK SMEs face trade restrictions after Brexit. The UK's divided public sector and the education institution make India's top-down digital deployment less applicable. Thus, worldwide models can inspire, but UK-specific changes are needed for successful adaptation. Proposed solutions is the next one, and for the UK government. Improve access to the finance, establish or expand regional development banks to offer affordable SMEs credit. Simply regulations, implement on one window, digital compliance system to reduce bureaucracy, boost infrastructure, invest in digital transport and utility infrastructure in economically lagging areas, foster innovation, create regional innovation hubs to support R&D, collaboration, and tech adaptation among SMEs. For UK government, strategic suggestions are on the slide. Regional development. Banks can help SMEs get capital and minimize traditional lending. A single window. Digital system can simply rules and reduce operational hassles. Infrastructure investment, especially digital connection, may not boost regional industry. Finally, local innovation hubs enable SMEs access R&D, networks, and advanced technologies. These realistic, scalable initiatives aim to reduce regional inequality and boost long-term inclusive economic growth. And the next one, supportive initiatives to reinforce SME growth and resilience. The following initiatives are recommended: skills and training, expand applications and upskills programs tailored to the SME sector demands, mentorship and incubation. Develop incubators and mentoring networks in partnership with universities and business schools. Public-private partnerships. Encourage collaboration to reduce operational cost. These initiatives can strengthen SMEs ecosystems and address capability gaps, especially in economically weaker UK regions. This slide shows crucial policy supporting activities, skills training tailored to SMEs needs, assured job readiness to the productivity when the baked by academic institutions. Mentorship and incubation programs provide startup with assistance, networking, and resource, pooling infrastructures, technology, and knowledge via public-private partnership, lowest ME operational cost. These efforts enable sustainable growth and regional development, making SMEs more competitive and better positioned to the boost GDP and reduce poverty. And I am handovering to my teammate Dilip.
Yeah, thank you, Godwin. Coming into the monitoring and evaluation, this tells us a systematic monitoring and assessment mechanism. Policies will be evaluated using KPIs, including SMS growth, regional GDP, and unemployment. Export volume measure SME competitiveness. Accountability is ensured via DBT, ONS, and HMRC data collecting. Field efficacy is assessed qualitatively by stakeholder surveys and feedback loops. These technologies allow adaptive policy management and guarantee that ensure support SME development and regional economic upliftment. Implementation plan. Yeah. This shows us a phased deployment of pilot programs and regulatory simplifications are short-term priorities. Infrastructures, innovation clusters, skill developments are medium-term aims. Long-term initiatives institutionalize successive extend relationships and assess improvement. This GDP enhancement across the UK by allowing flexibility, study progress, modifications based on feedback and effect assessments. Coming into the expected outcomes, this tells us the benefits of boosting UK SMEs, productivity, and local investment will boost regional GDPs, and employment and economic growth should reduce poverty and inequality. A broad SME base will reduce over-dependence on individual industries or areas, strengthening the UK's economic resiliences to extend shocks. Finally, a strong innovation ecosystem will boost long-term competitiveness and position SMEs as key players in the vibrant, future-ready UK economy. Yeah. Now, risk and mitigation. This list hazards, mitigation, solution, and accountable parties that might impede SME-driven regional growth. Low SME involvement, finance shortage, regulatory resistance, skills mismatches, and infrastructural delays are hazards. Strategic stakeholders involved, private partnerships, and data-driven training alignments address each risk. Assigning different duty provides accountability and improves UK SME assessment and program execution and success. Coming into the conclusion outlines our analysis main findings. SMEs are key to reducing poverty and underdevelopment in UK areas. These business may drive inclusive growth with government support, including money, infrastructure, regulatory change, and innovation clusters. International case studies are useful, but UK specific solutions are necessary. The UK are create a strong SME environment that promotes economic recovery, regional equality, and long-term sustainability by acting now and integrity all stockholders. And yeah, the and coming to the reference, these all the references we used in our project. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.